The news. There's always a lot of exciting news. So the Pentagon-Anthropic standoff is getting worse. Anthropic told the Pentagon that they cannot use their tool for surveillance of American citizens, mass surveillance, or for automated attack robots that will kill people without a human in a loop. And the Trump administration is sticking with their plan of labeling them a supply chain risk like Huawei so nobody in America can use it that sells to the government at any level, which would basically kill the company, which is an outrageous overreaction to this. But they're not backing down, so we're going to see what happened. It made Anthropic much more popular and made the Anthropic company apparently more valuable than OpenAI because OpenAI cooperated with the Pentagon, and the result is a bunch of people fled OpenAI in protest and moved to Anthropic. So this is pretty important. We're going to see what happens. I think Anthropic is suing, and I think they have a very good case to say that this exceeds the authority of the government to do this. We'll see. Or rather, it's not exceed their authority, it's unjustified. Anyway, that's a big deal because Anthropic is very arguably the number one AI company, and crippling them is a big deal for the market and for the U.S. Technological progress in general. This is pretty interesting. Adversary in the middle phishing is a big deal. This is how a lot of the exploit kits work that infect phones and stuff. They intercept your network traffic and stand between you and the site you're trying to reach, like your bank, and then steal the credentials and log in. And this guy's building a Firefox extension to stop it. And there are various ways to do this at various levels, but what's surprising is, after looking at the best way to do this, what he settled on is something I never thought of, which is the document object model. The document object model is a JavaScript feature. I think it's JavaScript, anyway, it's in web pages, where you can refer to a feature on a web page, like a box or a text area or something, and you can calculate what to put in there. And all modern web pages use it extensively. And what he says is these man-in-the-middle, or I guess they call it adversary-in-the-middle now, frameworks are sloppy about it. It's too much a bother to update all the JavaScript code to point to the new domain name of the adversary in the middle, so they don't. So if you look at the page passing through an adversary in the middle toolkit, it will now have inconsistent references in a document object model, some of them going to one domain and some to the other. And that's what he detects and warns you about. So I thought that was very interesting. It's I did not know about that vulnerability in the attack frameworks, and so it might be a useful thing. The Ig Nobel is one of the many, many conferences that has moved out of America because they have international people that want to attend it, and it is no longer safe for any international people to come to America, which it absolutely is not. I was surprised they had the Game Developers Conference here. They're having it this week in San Francisco, and a bunch of people can't go to it and haven't been able to go to it because they come from overseas. And anybody that comes from overseas into America is taking a chance of being grabbed by DHS and thrown in some god-awful dungeon for weeks or months without being able to reach a lawyer or their friends or family or anything for the most trivial things. They picked up Canadians, people from the UK, people from Germany. That hit the press all over the world as somebody who did nothing significant wrong just gets swept up and treated crazy because the DHS agents, the ICE agents, get a bounty for every person they arrest, whether it's justified or not. So it's just unsafe to travel here. Since we've been ruled by a Nazi regime, they are just incredibly hostile to all foreigners, kicking them all out, and so the conferences are moving to Europe, and they're probably not coming back anytime soon. Oh yeah, this is the one I can't get to, whatever this was. All right. So this is very interesting. I didn't know about any of this. Google has a feature called Looker Studio, which is a big data feature. It lets you see the data in a database that you're referring to, and I guess do something like design forms to interact with. It's a customer relationship management thing connecting to BigQuery and Google Sheets, which are their database management systems to handle large and small amounts of data. And what they found is it suffers from serious SQL injection, which is a really old-fashioned vulnerability. That's what Looker Studio is, a business intelligence and data visualization platform that lets you make graphs and charts based on your data. But the problem is the owner of the data has full access to all of it, but you can also make charts that are viewed by non-owners, and then it's supposed to have restricted access to it. But what they found was by analyzing the network traffic, even if you are a restricted user, it makes a bunch of sort of hidden queries to load the data, and they found one of those queries had a SQL injection vulnerability. And if you've taken the pen testing courses or the web hacking course, you've learned about SQL injection. SQL injection lets you just put in special characters like apostrophes and stuff into a request, and you can change the meaning of it. This is one of the many versions of code injection. So they were able to take data that should only be available to the administrator when they were not the administrator. It had a bunch of ways to do it. Google has now patched it. But this is an underlying problem with all database software packages. Anyway, I guess that's enough news. Let me stop this.